I started writing plays not because of my interest. During my seminary days, I had acted in the various plays. I had acted in Thomas More and also in Konkani plays. But when I came to Rosario, majority of my students, they did not know English. And I wanted to bring my college up, in the sense I wanted to get the standards better. So I started directing them, taking just 6 students. I started directing them a play. And play was by Marathi writer Vijay Tendulkar's play, translated into English. All this, I have his whole collection. Marathi, he is a great writer, Vijay Tendulkar. And that play became quite a success. But unfortunately, I could not market it well. And therefore, I could not reach. But to direct that play, I took nearly 6 months. That was a huge task, because I had to teach in the accent, diction, then the actions, everything, because they were just raw. And moreover, I did not have any training in theatre. So anyway, but then I met one Mr. Christopher. Mr. Christopher, who was he was a Ninasam graduate who had just come out from the Ninasam school from Shimoga Hegod. So then I asked him, why can't you direct one of my plays? So then I was not writing plays, but then I translated one of the plays from English, which I translated, called Blood in El Salvador. It is a story of the murder of the bishop when he was offering mass. And that play we took students, and Christopher directed the play, and that is how. But for that play, we had a huge crowd, and we had 2 shows of the play. And then I came to know that I have an ability to translate. Till then, I did not know that I had an ability to translate the plays. Then one by one, I started doing, and I started doing difficult plays. For example, Oscar Wilde's Salome I did. Then our Bernard Shaw's the Bernard Shaw's play I did. I didn't get the name immediately. The Androcles and the Lion. Androcles and the Lion I translated into English. And slowly I started translating. But then I had Mr. Christopher. He said, Father, I am itching to act. But unfortunately, we don't have scripts. So can you write a monologue? Then I wrote, we have Dr. Pratap Naik from Society of Jesus. He had written a monologue on Judas, where Judas speaks for 90 minutes. 90 minutes, he speaks his heart out. So he gave me the script also. Can you write something of that sort? Then I said, it was not possible for me to write immediately. But then I pondered, and I wrote one play on Peter. Peter is a character, Jesus' apostle, and I wrote it for script for nearly 90 minutes, actually. 90 minutes. And that became really a hit. Christopher just learnt it within 8 days. 90 minutes, 8 days, and the 90 minutes, only one person speaks. And that play, we celebrated 50 shows the other day. Now, the last 10 years, Peter speaks. The story is very simple. It was the last day in the life of Peter. Peter is sleeping very sound, and he is in jail. Next day, he will be crucified, he will be killed. And when he is sleeping so sound, the angel Gabriel comes and asks him, everybody who is sentenced to death, they curse God and they become desperate and all that, they can't sleep. But how is that you could rest so well? Then he gives the answer, not only the answer to that one question, but all the questions people had asked about him. He gives a long list of answers. That is how he goes on speaking for 90 minutes. And one renowned person sent me a note, only one sentence email. He said, this is the best sermon enacted on the stage. One sentence note. He said, this is the best sermon enacted on the stage. So that gave me a push. Then I started writing J.B. Priestley, and he is also a very famous British writer. Then I translated even the most difficult play, our Jean-Paul Sartre's No Exit. He is a philosopher, quite a difficult person. And so that is how I started. But slowly, when I wrote Peter, then I came to know that I have interest. I have the capacity to write. Till then, I didn't realize. and I started writing my own plays. And that is how now so far I have translated 12 plays and written my own 13 plays. The recent one is called Chiri, which has become a real hit. Within 3 or 4 months, we had nearly, 33 shows. Oh. 4 months, 33 shows, various parishes, various churches we have been called to.
Excellent.
Yeah. But then I was in Padwa. When I was in Padwa, we started Padwa Rangadhyana Kendra. In the sense, I wanted students, actors. So I called my own students. And those students, those who were there in first degree, those who have come, even those students, they are with me. And many students are trained and they are in theatre. So that is something positive. Those who come to theatre, they never want to go back. Once they are in theatre, they see that because theatre is the one, they get a huge round of applause wherever they go. They don't want to quit at all. Some of them, because theatre is unfortunately art in Mangalore, anywhere I feel, it is not very, in the sense they can't earn their bread and butter through art. They should have a job. Okay. So anyway, these students, some of them have gone to Gulf, Dubai and all that, but still their soul is there in art, in this theatre. It is interesting that we had, when I was in Padwa, we put together we have in various theatre groups in Mangalore. We put together nearly 14 theatres together. And we started a Padwa Theatre Hub, where every weekend we had a play, every Saturday. And unfortunately, we had COVID, and we had to give up. But after that, the theatre continues. Now we have our own group. We have called one Astitva registered, Mangalore, and the head of it, that is the trust, Mr. Christopher, he is working in St. Aloysius College presently. He is a Kannada lecturer, and Kannada, yeah. He is, through him, in the sense, through this group, we are doing theatre, and we are continuing the play. Here I tried, in the sense, twice I gave the practice also and tried to have a workshop. But thing is that students don't want to stay after 3 o'clock. They want to run but theatre requires commitment, you see. Theatre requires commitment. But I feel that today theatre is a huge platform where we can bring about changes in the society. For the transformation of the society, theatre is a huge thing, I feel. And if we go back to the history even, there have been, for example, Ibsen. Ibsen is a famous dramatist. When his plays were enacted, there were fights, because he was a 19th century or 18th century, end of the 18th century theatre dramatist. People were, in the sense, there was fight because he was giving the reality of that was happening in the society. Therefore, he had to flee from one place to the another, but did not stop writing. The theatre is such a powerful weapon. I remember last year, I think, when Father, you remember when our Nana Patekar came to Aloysius College. He said, whatever you have to say it in the square, he said. Say it in the square. Square means the stage. And there nobody can question you. And you will be giving the message. And that is a powerful weapon, I feel. If we go to the history, again, what I feel is that Rangabhumi has been always for a change, correct, always for a social transformation, social change. So theatre, I feel, is a very famous weapon. And we know from the history that even political parties have used theatre to, in the sense, for the propaganda.
Yeah, because as I said, when it is from that square, it is not question.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you from the other side, you would be attacked.
And no, we think that we don't understand. Many times, for my plays, there was a criticism saying that for the Alwin's plays are not understood. They are quite difficult. But now we have our own fan base, actually. Yeah. Our own fan base, and people come to watch those kind of plays. Now, people don't want, or that, let's say, that cheap comedy. No, people don't want cheap comedy. People want something very serious, very substantial.
Something to think about.
Substantial, very, very good, something to think about. So, I wish that in every, sir, one thing interesting happened. We had Mangalore University Konkani textbook, one semester textbook. There were 12 lessons or 10 lessons. All the 10 lessons were converted into play. All there were essays, there was poetry, there was a play. Everything was converted into a stage act by Mr. Christopher. And by that students can never forget anything. They can never forget. Everything can be stage. So stage is I feel, which is a very good weapon, and also it is not only, it is an art, which includes all other forms of art. It includes singing, it includes dance, it includes acting. Everything is needed for a drama.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I feel
proud of your achievements, and please continue.
Yeah, thank you.
People are there interested in society.
Only thing, you have to translate them also now. Kannada and other the rights in Konkani now. It also translates, then it's a larger audience also can watch.
Two of my plays we have done. Somebody has done, our Zeus play is translated into English. But that English that one was done, it in such an impeccable English, with beautiful English. But when I asked my actors to act, they found it difficult. Then when it comes to Kannada, my Kannada is poor. That is a problem.